Good morning, children. Children, I welcome you all to today's session of English. And today we will be dealing one of the most attractive stories which are there in your course. Attractive in terms of human emotion, psychology, which prevailed amongst the common Indians after gaining independence, or right, and during the era of independence, right. The Britishers were there as the bosses. They used to be in the offices and they used to control not only the Indians physically but also mentally. Right? So basically, this is a story of pre independence era. India is about to get independence. Right? Everybody is knowing. But the common Indian is still in fear of the Britishers, is still in fear of the Britishers. And how much fear? That is unbelievable. Right? So, this guy, it is written by Ponji Kararafi. He was a unionist who criticized the working of the church and priest. He was closely associated with the life of paid workers. Means, see, basically, the stories which generally become a landmark have a very humble beginning. Right now, see, the story is about Sanku, who was a low paid worker in a factory. He had a small family, right, and the third child was about to be born, and due to his poverty he has taken a lot of loan which he was not able to repay. He had so many economical problems, he had no way out to solve them except stealing the gold watch of the engineer. The engineer had a gold watch which he wanted to steal. Does he steal the gold watch, or his feelings before stealing the watch? What are the reactions after he did it? All this are there in this story. Now, in the first paragraph here, Sankhu is unable to say because he's very poor and a third child is about to come. So he was very, you can say, disturbed, right? And there was all around poverty in his room. Everything was torn. There was dark, right? So very beautifully it has been explained here, right? And what he was remembering, what he was thinking about is a table, and at the table there is a gold watch with gold chain placed. Right, he was just peeping inside a room where on a table there was a gold watch with a gold chain placed. Right, and it was just one hand pick away, and Sanko could have opened the window and stretched out his hand and take it. Right, nobody will know. Right, Sanko had never seen anything like this, has never done anything like this in the past. So now, cowardice is an act which you do out of fear, and it is done in such a way that nobody is able to notice it. Vacillation is the consequences of the cowardice, right? And then he had refrained, right? He was so afraid that he has not, it would not do to put it. So he further says that I can fall into a big trouble if I take it up, right? And then once again his inner conscious said, no, do it. So there is a conflict going on inside him, right? And then he decided to do it the next day. So his thoughts began to linger over himself, right? And then he starts thinking about how much money he has to pay as loan, right? He has to. So very beautifully you can see here that the two aspects of Sankhu are being displayed. One, where he is stealing money, he's trying to do this, and the the richness of the Britishers is also being shown here. They had gold watches, they have everything, every luxuries, and a single gold watch was enough to bring Sankhu out of poverty. Right. So the society which prevailed at that time has been very aptly displayed here. Right. Right. So he was getting 8.5 rupees and he has to pay 22 rupees 13 paisa. So there was a huge gap in between. Now Sankhu's heart beat uncontrollable fast. Why? Because there was a conflict of emotions. Conflict. His fear and his needs were the two parties which were fighting out. And it was fear which was winning over. But then needs were there. So his heart was beating fast, and suddenly he heard a laughter. Right. Suddenly he heard a laughter. And that was of the tea owner's shop. Right. He was in charge of the fund. Lonappa was there. Right. So he was thinking everything, and then all this, all this were in dreams of Sanku. Sanku then turned on his bed, and he was just counting upon his steps and saying that tomorrow I'm going to bring it. It was morning, and then Sanku's wife gave him a little bit of scolding, right, as if to ask him that it is getting late, you do have to go to work, and still you are here, right? He gave her 2 3 things to bring, some ointment, some medicines, right? But Sankhu was very poor, and just he said, means yes, right? So then, in that mood, Sankhu went to the office. At the lunch time, when everybody moved out for lunch, Sankhu did not go there. He was the only one, right? Then he saw that engineers and others also moving out, right? And when he was moving out, he saw that the Britisher didn't had wristwatch on his wrist, right? So he felt very happy with that. And just as he saw that there was nobody at the site, he walked towards the office, and then he saw that nobody's around, and he decided to pick it up. Suddenly, a thought came to his mind that if somebody sees him, then what is going to happen? And he started trembling. Right? He was just surveying that is there anybody. So he put it the watch in his the pocket of his trousers, and he walked away. In the about 10 steps, he looked back. He saw someone walking quickly along the eastern corridor. So there was somebody who was going to the timekeeper's office, and this sight just scared Sankhu so much. He started believing that that person had seen him stealing the gold watch, right? And now the Britishers will be catching him, and they will be simply shooting him down, or will be punishing him. Now the gold watch which he had was now like a burning cylinder. Burning cylinder refers to burning cylinder refers to something which might cause problem. Burning cinder. Okay. So Madhavan was there, and he asked him, Brother Sankhu, why are you standing like a pillar? And Sankhu stammered out, I know nothing. Right. And then Madhavan said one line, God on my lyre. Means इस झूठे आदमी का भगवान भला करे. So, and saying that, Madhavan walked. Right. So he thought that Madhavan had seen it and he must have reported. Now all the 800 people who work there, everybody will be knowing it, and he will be called as thief, he will be reprimanded, he will be dismissed, he will be sent to jail, and every fear started coming to his mind. Now there is one term here, cold fear. Cold fear means such a big fear which is good enough to turn anybody cold. Cold means dead. Deathly fear is being referred to here, right? And suddenly he decides to keep it back where it was, and seeing nobody was around, Sanku put it the gold watch back, and then he decided to move out. Now, this was the condition of the Indians at that time. They cannot even dare to show courage against the Britishers. The Britishers were ruling the mind and heart of the Indians in such a way, they have superimposed elements of fear in such a way that Sanku could not even dare to do something. And he did that was for a moment. Whatever he did was just for a moment. Ultimately, he was not able to do. He felt suffocated, right, and was breathless. So, this was the plight of we the Indians. Right? I hope you enjoyed this session as much as I did in making it, and until we meet again, it's a goodbye.